today is International Walk to Work Day. Another one of those days which I hadn't heard of, but I think this one sounds really lovely. The idea that today we'll all get up, stroll to work in the sunshine, listening to the birdsong, meeting and greeting strangers, doing our bit for the environment and making the world a happier place. And I think this has been dreamt up by environmentalists, and I'm all for saving the planet, but it's worth mentioning you can't be an environmentalist without the word mental. Now in the UK there's a lot of people who can't walk to work, because if they go 100 yards from the front door they'll get fucking mugged. I drove to work as normal because my job is 11 miles from my house and I work on my feet most of the day, so I don't fancy doing a 10-hour shift standing up and then adding in a 22-mile hike for the fun of it. Also, that's just me. Can you imagine, like, builders, two brickies going to work on walk to work day, dragging a cement mixer and a pallet full of bricks? And the alternative given on one of the websites was, if you can't walk to work, then instead use public transport because that's more environmentally friendly. First of all, that's bollocks. Where I live, all the buses are on their last legs, coughing out this horrendous black smoke that is giving people cancer. Sorry, there's a van behind me, I'm checking it's not coppers. Giving people cancer and melting the polar ice caps. Also, if I was to get a bus to work, well, it wouldn't be one bus, it would be 3, and that would add a good hour either way to my commute to work. But I mean, the main reason I don't take public transport is the same reason most of us don't use public transport. Have you seen the fucking people on buses? Some of them are horrendous. The only reason anyone ever uses public transport is that they haven't got a car, and I've fucking got 2 of them. But the environmental argument doesn't always work. I remember a few years ago, actually, I was walking through town and a lady came up to me with a clipboard. She's one of these women that looks like she makes her own jewellery, twigs in her hair, hasn't washed for about a month, and goes, "Oh, how did you travel into town today?" And I thought, that's a fair question, were it not that I was wearing full motorcycle leathers and carrying a fucking crash helmet. So I said, well, I use my motorbike, and she was trying to persuade me to use buses instead. But the advantages of a motorbike, well, they're better in traffic than cars, but the reason I use a car over public transport is I can get in this and go wherever I fucking like. I don't have to walk somewhere and wait for a bus to turn up. I just stopped at the shops on the way home. You can't do that with public transport. The great thing about a car is you can put things in it, including people, and move them about. So as much as I love the idea of walking to work, sadly I can't do it because it's not 1839.